Thank you for joining us for Learning with Law Enforcement. I'm Deputy Coup and this is my canine partner, Canine Wolf. Today we want to teach you a little bit about what the dogs do for our department and how we use the canines in patrol. I've been a deputy for about 12 years, and Wolf here has been in service for almost 4 years. He's a 6-year-old Belgian Malinois. He grew up in Holland, and so we got him over here when he was about 3 years old, and him and I have been paired up ever since. After they come back from Europe, we are paired with them and they actually become part of our family. So Wolf comes home with me. He has his bed and his kennel that he sleeps in at night. So he gets along with my other dogs. He runs around my property when I'm off duty, and he enjoys his off time just as much as I do. And then we go to work together, and he helps me out at work too. Obviously, you can see I have his toy in my pocket. That's Wolf's favorite toy. It's basically a piece of rolled up burlap, and in Holland they use those toys to train them for specific things. His favorite game is probably keep away. He loves to play keep away with his toy. He doesn't really like to play tug, but if you chase him around trying to get his toy, he's gonna play with you all day doing that. So he's a playful dog. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Should I give him his toy? He's being a good boy. Okay. Oh, that's a good boy. Oh, good boy. Oh, get it. Oh, get it. Oh, get it. Get it. Oh, that's a good boy. Good boy. Good boy. His commands are in Dutch, so I speak Dutch to him. He grew up in Holland. They train them for a sport in Holland to search for people and search for things, and then we get them here and we speak Dutch to them, so all their commands are in Dutch. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate our obedience routine. This is the foundation of all of our training. Our dogs are trained to be very obedient so that when we're in the field, we know they're going to listen to the commands that we give them. So like I said, we speak Dutch to them, so his commands are going to be in Dutch, but we're going to give you a little off-leash obedience demonstration and show you just how obedient these dogs are. Platz. Seats. Good boy. Follow. Stay. Back. Follow. Follow. Good boy. Seats. Off. Blijven. Platz. Good boy. So you can see he's focused on me the whole time. He listens to my commands, and that's with no leash on at all. So that's the foundation of all of our training. We work a long time to try and get these dogs to be very obedient to us, and that translates to our deployments in the field. So Wolf here is trained in suspect apprehension, narcotics detection, handler protection, and evidence searches. So he does all kinds of stuff just using his nose. He finds all kinds of stuff for us. And also, he helps us get bad guys to give up without having to use any type of force, because dogs are intimidating, and when the bad guy sees a dog, most of the time they give up. So when we take these dogs on calls, our main objective is to get the suspect to surrender peacefully, without deputies getting hurt, without the suspect getting hurt, and without the dog getting hurt. And a lot of times we use the dogs specifically to get the person to give up rather than trying to fight with us. So people are generally prepared to fight with deputies, but they're not prepared to fight with a dog. So what they'll do is, as soon as they hear the dog barking and they get warned that a police dog is going to be used, they give up just based on the barking of the dog. Ultimately keeps us safe, keeps the suspect safe, and keeps the dog safe from getting hurt. The dog's nose is about 1 million times greater than ours. So what that means is when we walk into a room where somebody's baking cookies, we're gonna smell the cookies being baked. But if the dog were to walk into that room, he would specifically smell the flour, the sugar, the chocolate chips, all in separate areas. So he is able to differentiate between each smell. So that's why we use them to sniff out things like drugs. So even though if somebody were to hide a lot of drugs in some gasoline or some coffee or something that smells really pungent, the dogs are still going to be able to find it because they can differentiate between those smells. We also use their sense of smell to find people that are hiding from us. So if somebody's hiding in a bunch of bushes or even inside a house, they're gonna bark and let us know that there's a human hiding there. That way it's safer for deputies to enter that house knowing that there's a person there, instead of being surprised by the suspect and ambushed by them when we enter the house. So that's a lot of the reason why we use the dog, to give us a little bit of warning to see where these people are hiding. Obviously, Wolf is also faster at running than I am. If a suspect is running away, I'm gonna send Wolf to go chase after that suspect rather than chasing him myself. So that's a big help to us, keeps us safe, also keeps us from getting injured with fighting with a suspect. Okay, so one of the things that we use our dogs for is to find evidence that maybe somebody threw into bushes on their way away from the crime scene. Every time that we touch something, every time something touches our body, every time we walk, we're actually shedding odor that stays on that item. So this key has been on my belt all day. I've obviously been touching it. It has my odor on it. So the way that the dog is gonna find this item is by searching for anything with human odor on it. So the usefulness of this comes in when somebody commits a crime with a gun or a knife, and we need to find that gun or knife as evidence, and also to make sure it doesn't get caught up in the community in the wrong hands. So what we do is we tell the dog to search the area for anything with human odor on it, and a lot of times they find the weapon, where a deputy searching the same area would take about 3 or 4 times as long to search that whole area and still may never find it because it's buried in some bushes. So I'm gonna demonstrate this. I'm gonna go hide this key, and Wolf's in the car so he can't see where I'm hiding it. I'm gonna put that key right there. When I take Wolf out of the car, I'm gonna give him the command to search for something with human odor on it. And when he finds it, his alert to me that he found it is that he sits down. So when you guys see him sit down, that means he found it. Let's see if he can do it. So as you can see, he found the key very quickly. It would have taken us a little bit longer to find that little key in this area. And then he gets rewarded with his toy, which is his favorite thing in the world. Okay, so we're gonna demonstrate for you guys what it looks like when Wolf goes out to find and apprehend a bad guy. So I'm gonna have one of my partners stand here and hide in these bushes. And I'm gonna send Wolf on a search for humans, and you'll see what happens. Come out now, police dog will be to find you. When he finds you, he will bite you. It's your last and final warning. Come out. Police dog will be to find you. When he finds you, he will bite you.
Oh, it's a double.
Thank you all for joining us for Learning with Law Enforcement. We hope you learned a lot. And if you see us out on the streets, come say hi. We'd love to talk to you.